So I'm here with Janine Van Wyk, first team's latest signing, who last year captained the South African team to their World Cup debut. So obviously there's already been quite a buzz across social media with the announcement, and there's a lot of excitement to have you on board. But just from your side, what was it that attracted you to Glasgow City?
Well, to be open and honest, I think I follow all women's football around the world and different leagues. And I happen to follow Glasgow City because I believe they are the top side in the Scottish League. And I've been following them and their progress. And I think it just happened that Glasgow reached out to me and asked me if I'm a free agent, if I'm willing to continue to play abroad. And with everything that's going on in our country and football, women's football that has come to a standstill due to the corona pandemic, I decided to grab this opportunity with both hands because I miss playing football and I miss playing for, in top competitions. And I grabbed this opportunity with both hands and I'm really excited to get playing.
With that in mind, how do you feel about being involved in your first Champions League competition and potentially having the opportunity to play a role in getting us back there next year?
Well, I am super excited. I think it's always been one of my dreams to play in a Champions League. So I count myself lucky in a way, and I'm truly grateful that Glasgow has given me this opportunity to fulfill that dream of mine. So I'm really looking forward to it. I really hope that I can live to the expectation that everyone expects me to perform at, and just bring that experience and knowledge to the club. But I'm excited to learn as well from everyone else around me.
And in terms of your experience, you had a stint at the Houston Dash in the US, and obviously played at your own club in South Africa. What sort of differences are you expecting to see coming over to Scotland to play?
Well, I believe that the Europeans are very different to the American style of football. I think the European side I always believed would suit my game better. I think the European football is more concentrated on the tactical aspect of the game, whereas in America they always relied on the physicality side of the game. So it's fast paced and knocking each other off the ball, where I believe in Europe it's more tactical thinking, tactical awareness, and that is the game I enjoy. So I believe that it will suit my style of play, definitely, and I can't wait to see what everything holds for me.
Yeah, and so you've obviously been to 2 Olympics, and last year you led South Africa to its first World Cup in France. Just how was that experience for you?
Yeah, that is probably the highlight of my football career, leading my team, leading my country at a World Cup. It's always been my dream to represent my country at such a big stage. And yeah, it was absolutely an incredible experience for me, playing against the world's best teams, against the world's best players. It challenged me in every single way, and I gained a lot of experience from it, which I believe I can then share with the club that I represent, and for now speaking Glasgow City. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, it was a phenomenal experience for me and a dream come true.
And how was the journey leading up to that for you? Obviously, you've played in the national team for 14 years. So sort of how was the long journey leading up to that? I think that's what I read somewhere.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I've been in the national setup for 14 years, since 2005, and I've captained the side since 2013. So it feels like a lifetime actually, but it's all proud and honor for me, representing my country every single time I take the field and putting on the green and gold jersey. So it's been a fantastic journey, a lot of challenges that I've faced many times where I thought that this is it for me, like I need to find something else to do, because in women's football it's really difficult to keep motivated, because it's only now that women's football is starting to be recognized in the world and starting to grow. So it's amazing to still be able to be in the game and still actively playing while this all is happening currently. And just my aim and ambitions for me right now is developing young girls and being that role model that people look up to while I'm still actively playing, but also giving back to the game.
Mm-hmm. And looking ahead, so what are your hopes for women's football in general, domestically, and also for the national team?
Well, we are slowly taking baby steps into becoming professional. We have a newly launched national league. It is semi-professional, but when I started, I mean, there was absolutely hardly any leagues for women, hardly any girls that played the game. So now there are thousands of girls playing, and my ambition for the young ones is just to provide that platform for them to express themselves in a comfortable environment, not having to play with the boys where I started playing football, in an environment where it was uncomfortable, where I was challenged day in, day out. So it was difficult at times, but I think it was my passion and love that got me to where I am today for the game. But for these young girls, there's so much talent in South Africa that not many people or clubs abroad are recognizing. It's only now after the World Cup that a lot of clubs are recognizing South African talent. So I believe by my move to Glasgow and a lot of other players that recently signed for clubs in Europe are opening up doors for young ones in our country to, pursue their careers professionally as well.
Yeah, I think that sort of story of having to play with the boys is quite a familiar one for a lot of women in Scotland and across the world, So obviously you formed your own club, which we briefly mentioned, JVWFC, in 2012, and that seems to have been formed from a similar ethos to Glasgow City, in terms of like championing the development of women and girls and not being affiliated to a men's team. You've briefly mentioned it there, but what was your motivation behind starting your own club?
Really just giving and providing a platform for young girls to grow in the game and to learn as much as possible. And I wanted it to be a unique program, because there's a lot of local football clubs where you find a lot of girls that are just playing for the fun of it, and then you have the ones that are really want to take the game serious and want to develop and grow and make a career out of the sport. And that is when I decided that I needed to create my own football club to provide this opportunity for the girls that are really serious about the game and that have tremendous amounts of talent to grow. So I believe that is where my football club is unique, because I have a group of players or a club of players that have tremendous amounts of talent, and I could speak about every single one's strengths, and I know that they have at least 60% of the players that I have within my club can grow to be a future star, or grow to be playing in a country such as Scotland or the UK or in the NWSL. So for me, it's just seeing these girls grow and living up to the expectations of a professional athlete, a professional footballer, but also reaching out and working hard towards the dream that they set out for themselves.
And did that sort of shared core principles play a role in maybe joining Glasgow City?
Sorry, what's the question?
Just sort of the club's been built off the same sort of ethos, and I was just wondering if that played any sort of role in your decision to join Glasgow City.
Yes, most definitely. There's already some of my youngsters asking if they can join the Glasgow Academy and travel with me. So I said, well, if they are interested in doing that, I will definitely find out about how the academy works and the development structure at Glasgow for them to go over, because I mean they are they are extremely excited with my move to Glasgow and extremely excited that there's a similar development structure as JVW here in South Africa. And they are very eager to join. Once I've settled in at Glasgow myself, I will definitely find out, and perhaps some of my youngsters could come over to Glasgow Academy and represent the same club as I do.
Yeah, excellent. So you're the most capped South African football player, male or female. Our very own Joe Love is Scotland's most capped outfield player with 191. Do you think you'll be able to catch her up?
How many caps does she have?
191.
What?
Yeah.
I can try. Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of things happening, and women's football, like I said, has come to a complete pause. And the South African team, was meant to play the African Women's Championship in December. So that has been cancelled completely. So I think I'm going to have to wait another year or so before I represent my country again. So it might take some time, but I know Glasgow will keep me fit and active and strong. If I can do that, then most definitely we'll try and reach 200 and surpass that. But it is one of my small goals that I set for myself, to reach the target of 200 national team appearances. But I don't know, I guess I'll have to see what happens and just play it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just finally, is there anything you'd like to say to, I'm sure there's a lot of fans watching right now, Glasgow City, and I'm sure back home as well, who are excited to see you in action for the season ahead?
Yeah, well, the response has been absolutely amazing and incredible. I was really overwhelmed by all the positive messages that I've received on social media about people being excited about me coming to Glasgow. So it's really boosted my confidence a lot. Kind of put a little bit of pressure on me because I need to live up to the expectation. But I believe that I work well under pressure, and I will come and give my absolute best to the club, everything I have, everything I know. I'm willing to learn so much. I'm really excited to work with the team, and I'm really excited to work with Coach Scott as well, and just gain as much knowledge and insight of the game while I'm at Glasgow. But I'm looking forward to meeting the fans of Glasgow City. I'm looking forward to doing my utmost best and keeping the clean sheets going, and making sure that we bring the results that everyone is expecting of us.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all.